So we've just seen in the last lecture what a for loop is, how it works, and how to use it with lists and strings, as well as the range function. But how do we use one with dictionaries? Well, first, let's make a dictionary. We're going to make a dictionary of students, and we're going to section them by their gender. Okay, so we're going to have in here, we're going to have male, and as a key, and we're going to have a list of names. We're going to have Tom, we're going to have Charlie, we're going to have Harry, we're going to have Frank, like that. And we're also going to have as another key, female. And in there, we're going to have Sarah, we're going to have Huda, we're going to have Samantha, we're going to have Emily, and we're going to have Elizabeth, like that. Okay, so there's some girls' names and some boys' names in a dictionary. Now, we have a dictionary with two keys. The first key is the word male. The second key is the word female. And under each of these keys, we have a list. So let's say we want to go through all of these names and only print out the names which have a letter A in them. Only a letter A in them. So for this, we might want to access the keys of the dictionary. And now if you recall, we can use the keys method to generate an iterable of dictionary keys. So let me show you what I mean. For key in students.keys. Okay, so I need the code on at the end. So this is going to give us an iterable. Remember, for loops need iterables. It's going to give us an iterable, which are all the student keys. It's going to give us male and female. And then as the loop goes round, the key is going to become male, and then it's going to become female, or whichever order it happens to come in. So let me just print out the key to show you this. Print the key. There you are, male and female. Okay, so that's working fine. Now we actually want to get each of the names. So what happens if I print students of that key? We're going to get two lists, right? We're going to get the male list and the female list. Now we want to go in there, right? We're going to want to go inside this this list and pull out each of the names. So now watch this. For name in students of that key. Okay, so first we get out the list here. Actually, no, we get the list here. And then for every name in that list, if the letter A is in the name, print the name. Okay, that's all we need to do. So now if I run that, we're going to get Sarah, Huda, because it's got an A there, Samantha, Elizabeth has got an A there, Charlie's got an A there, Harry's got an A there, and Frank has got an A there. But you notice Tom hasn't come out, and Emily hasn't come out, because they don't have the letter A in there. So let me break it down again what happened. We made an iterable of all the keys in our dictionary. On each go round, the outer loop, the key became the next key in the dictionary. We made a list, we took each of the lists, right? Because students of that key, so if the key was male, then students of that key is going to become this list, isn't it? It's going to become the list of male names. Now, for every name in that list of male names, if A is in that name, print the name. Now, on the next way round, the key is going to become female. So students of female is going to give us this list. For every name in that female name list, if A is in that name, print the name. So basically, we go through every single piece of data in just 4 lines of code. If it's got an A in it, we print it out. Now, that is mad, right? I mean, just look how powerful that is. That is crazy. So, I mean, that's can you just see how freaking powerful that is? Now, don't worry if you didn't get this in the first attempt. This is how the glorious for loop determines who is worthy of understanding its awesomeness. Jokes aside, it may be worth watching this lecture as many times as you need to make sure that it all sinks in, okay? And playing with it yourself, just get for loops down, okay? You really need to understand that they're insane, right? For loops are an incredibly useful programming tool that you need to know, okay? It's going to open so many doors for you. So with that, let's just do a quick review of for loops and what we've seen so far. You've learned that for loops are another of Python's loops, obviously, and they are made up of a variable, like here we have key, which changes on each cycle around the loop. And the way that it changes is you have some kind of iterable, something that is made up of elements. And on every cycle around the loop, that variable becomes the next value in the iterable. You also learned how to use the range function with for loops to set up numbers to easily create iterable number lists. Well, they're not lists, but number iterables. And you also saw how to combine logic in with your for loops and how to put for loops inside of one another, which is very useful. And just generally, just watch these videos, these past few videos over and over again until it really makes sense. I'm begging you, okay? This is rather advanced, what we've done here, but once you've got it, honestly, it's going to make your life so much easier when you program things in Python. So I'll leave you there, and in the next lecture, we're going to look at list comprehensions, which is how you can combine lists, for loops, and logic all in one line of code to create data structures, and it's mad, okay? It's really good. So I'll see you in the next video.